Hi, good day to you. My name is Raymond Dijoma, and I'm a real estate entrepreneur as well as a property lawyer. Now, I was just a few minutes away to the office when I just thought to show you how a day in my life looks like, and that's how this video came about. So, basically, in this video, I'm going to show you how my day goes most times. And I mean, the real estate sector, so yeah, the real estate sector, like I like to always tell my realtors, is one that you don't just interest is not enough. Commitment is required, and beyond commitment, a lot of sacrifice and a lot of things are required for you to stay in the business. And basically, I just needed to show how my day goes at times and the level of work that we put in to ensure that we satisfy our client as much as we can. So usually I like to start my day listening to podcasts or audio video messages, anything that just inspires me and keep my mind really sharp. And on this very day I was listening to Apostle Joshua Selman. I think in the last few weeks I've really been very frequent with listening to Apostle Joshua Selman and Apostle Michael, or I also have been listening to Matt Ashimoto. Well, basically, I just listen to anything that is good to my mind and all of that, right? So on this I was listening to Joshua Selman, and it's always refreshing listening to him. So this was about 9:30 a.m. or so that I was on my way to the office. Of course, I'd done a couple of things at home before even entering the road, right? So trust me, you will love this video. You will definitely love it because it's a great experience, and the day was actually very fun. A lot of things happened in between, and I really enjoyed watching this personal, and I know you will do. So please watch to the very end and do subscribe to the channel, and do know that this channel belongs to Fortreal Rei Ltd, a real estate company right here in the city of Abuja, and we bring you the very best of real estate right here in the city of Abuja and Nigeria by extension. And people call us the cash flow company. It's because we don't just sell real estate, we sell sustainable wealth. All of our products are designed to ensure that you are able to build sustainable wealth through real estate investment. So let's go.
There are others who will bow down. That means I'm not leaving this place again. He says separate them. This is the last test. Is someone getting me now?
Morning to you, David. Yeah, what's up?
I'm trying to get this apartment for this summer.
Okay.
So there is a that I spoke to now. It's not with an Android phone I want to do. But then my
So the very first call I had for that day was from our chief rental officer. He was out in the field looking for a house for a client who had been asking for something in a specific area. Although our budget was quite low, but he was trying to get something for her that is decent, and but that's been the issue he has been having for a couple of days now. So that was why I was calling to let me know that I was coming late to the office. Alright, so yeah, this was me driving into the office, and our office is at Asokoro, and getting to the office, depending on traffic, takes me about 20 minutes or thereabout. And it's going to be a great day, and I'm really hopeful that will indeed be a very great day, right? So proud to moving from the house. My virtual assistant had already sent me a list of what I was supposed to do that day, 14 of them. Sometimes I don't know if I'm the workaholic or my assistant is the workaholic, or his goal or his priorities to keep me working around the clock. I really don't get the guy, but it's fine. I enjoy his level of work, right?
I watch your show on YouTube, and I got a number from there.
Okay, sir.
So yeah, so I have a property now in Leisure Court Estate.
What's the state of the house? Is it complete yet? I'm not sure the taste of the house yet, so this tile and all the other things attached yet. But you should be looking at around 3.5 million. All right, I'm Raymond, sir.
All right, Raymond. Nice meeting you.
Same here, sir. All right, do have a great day, sir.
You too. All right, bye.
Yeah. So that call was from somebody in the diaspora who wanted us to manage his house right here in the city of Abuja. He was not done with the building yet, but he's, according to him, 70-80% complete, and he would finish everything in 2 months. and thereafter he will hand over the house to us to manage on his behalf. All right, so now you know that we can offer such services, rentals or property management. We are good to go. So I had barely sat down before that call came in, and I just had to attend to it. Right. So at this point, I looked through my to-do list for the day, and I started to do them. I think priority. So it's a Monday, right? So priority was to. It's a Monday, so I like to just do a lot of administrative stuff, design, because our designing guys just been doing summer, so I can do my thing myself, and that's been it. And I did all the design for the week, and here we're discussing with our HRO, Mr. Victor. We had a client from Lagos who wanted us to access the legal team or legal support for their startup company, and then he was supposed to serve as HR. So we're just basically having that meeting to ensure that we're rendering the best of services to them. All right. So Victor's a great guy, and he's been of a great support to the family, to the team. I have an amazing team, and you will definitely see that in this particular video. I thought we're done with the meeting, and all of a sudden he turns his paper and shows me all the things I need to do as well, and I just had to do it because they were necessary and very important. Right, so at this point, of course, we need to record videos, create content and all of that, which is very important, a very important part of our work. Right, so I have to claim I usually don't know how to rub others. They do insist that I do that, and I've never been a fan. So at this point, I actually put the powder on my hands, but somehow I rub it off, and I really don't get it. I don't know how to. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of powders. I'm not a fan of mirrors, but it's fine. This is my wife, Mrs. Raymond, Mirabe Raymond, and she came around to assist me as she would always do. Right, so she's part of the team, but basically she attends to all our CAC registration, CAC work, and all of that. Right, so she attends to that. She's done, and I wanted to beg. Sorry about that. It's office, and sometimes we can't help the office drama. It helps our productivity, and I hope you don't mind. All right, so that was that. And so we immediately started recording, and usually some of you don't understand, creating content is a big deal. It's seriously a big deal. You watch a 10 minutes video, but you don't know that the entire video was actually 30 minutes, 40 minutes video, and you have to cut till it reduces to the 10 minutes that you watch, and then you just move on. Some of you even put very bad comments of discouraging feedback, but it's fine. We understand. We're in for the long term, and we're not getting discouraged, right? So you just see a few of the flops in this particular video, and you have an idea of how behind the scene works. Whenever a client reaches out to us for us to help them buy a property, so whenever a client reaches out to us to help us, whenever a client reaches out, whenever a client wants us to. Whenever a client wants us to help them buy a land or a property, there are a number of things that we look at. I'm going to break down in. It makes sense. Whenever a client wants us to help them buy a land or a property, there are a number of things that we look at, and I'm going to break them down into like 7 steps. Thirdly, we need to look at the security and the sustainability quotient of that particular property. Which English read that? Sustainability quotient. And then pause. So yeah, you heard that. It was very funny. I didn't know where that phrase came from. Sustainability quotient. I had to check check Google, and I realized that it was there. I was surprised. I'm like, okay, the blow grammar. That's nice. Good one. Alright, so this was in our conference room where we had visitors from Northern Youth Ambassadors, Peace Ambassadors, who came to give awards to one of our partners, Ritoneki. Ritoneki is an amazing woman. This was on the occasion of the International Women's Day, and she's really deserving of this award. Congratulations to you, Ritoneki. And so that was what happened at this very point. It was a very exciting moment for her and for all of us. And I had to rush back to the office because I was already running behind schedule. So I had a client who he just bought a property in Abuja and wanted us to help look for something in Lagos for him as well. So I was making calls to real estate companies that we know and trust in Abuja. This particular company actually had already bought a property with them personally, and I do trust their judgment. But something actually happened that almost made us lose interest in what they were offering, right?
So that's phase 3 now.
Wow. Where is the phase 3?
At Ekwe as well. K2 Ekwe, precisely.
What are the details of the property?
Okay, so we have if depending on what you are buying to
No, what are the details of that phase 3?
the details of it.
Yes.
Okay, like what things do you want?
Let me call you back.
So,
Let me call you back.
alright, tell me.
So this lady is supposed to actually be a realtor with the company, with in fact one of the company lines, and I was asking for details of one of their estates, and she didn't have it. I mean, that didn't make any sense to me. You can't be a realtor and they're asking for a property owned by your company and you cannot give me details. That didn't make any sense to me. So I just immediately told her I'll call her back, and of course I will never do that. So I had to call somebody else within the company.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, my name is Raymond.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Good morning.
Good afternoon to you. Calling for your Montana phase 2. It is sold out. So, what are the details of your phase 3?
Okay, but actually on Tapomo, so we're selling 6 square meters for 2 million naira.
600 square meters.
Yes, for 2 million naira. And that's the full plot. Then half plot for 1 million naira.
600 square meters. Hold on, please. For
2 million naira, sir.
2 million, all right?
Yes, sir.
And then
Then 300 square meters for 1 million.
300 square.
So you were saying?
I was asking what was the title on the land?
Oh, okay, freehold, sir.
Freehold.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by freehold?
Excuse me?
I said, what do you mean by freehold? Freehold is not in itself a title document. That's the status of the land.
Yes. So you are actually going to be getting the registered survey. That's like the title you'll be getting when you get the property, sir.
So you notice the difference. This one actually had details of the property, but where she only made mistake was the title document, which is a legal issue, right? So this is where we even also advise realtors to understand the legal part of the business they are doing, and that's why I have a course called the Realtors Law course with 15 parts. That's really educative for realtors, right? So basically, she didn't have the right answers to the legal questions I was asking, but I do understand. We're not using because of that not to move on with the transaction, right? So I'll just get further details and possibly speak with their legal team. I'm sure after speaking with your legal team, we'll be able to move forward with the transaction. But really, every realtor should understand if you can't be calling yourself a realtor, a real estate consultant, and you don't know certain legalities in the business you are doing. To me, it doesn't make any sense. It's not because I'm a lawyer, it's just the business that you are into. The legality is important, right? So, anyway, so let's leave that matter and then move forward. Okay, so at this point, our chief rental officer was back to the office and was giving me updates of how he went and the issues with getting the property and all. I mean, rental matter is not easy, so we try as much as possible to reduce the stress for clients. While I was having that conversation with him, I was also trying to print documents, receipts for 2 clients who had made payment, and then their title document, one of their title document for the one who has completed payment, right? So I was stapling it at this point, and so I mean, title documents are important beyond just buying a property. It's very important that title is transferred to you. That's how you're able to prove that you are the owner of that property. It's very, very important. And yes, all work and no play makes a Jack a dull boy, as they would say. So it was break time. They were already having fun, but it's just been very busy. And also, I needed to join them because my wife was celebrating her birthday. The previous day was her birthday, so she brought cake to the office to share to everyone. And nice moment. We just had to catch the phone, and then I also needed to go and have breakfast. At this point, it was between 2 and 3 p.m. And I had not had breakfast, so I needed to go and have breakfast. Actually, it was because we're fasting. House on the Rock, push PUSH, right? So I was walking to our kitchen so that I would have my breakfast or lunch, as whatever you choose to call it, right? And then I was also having a call with a client who had started making payments for one of our properties in Abuja, and he just wanted to be sure that we have received payment. He was paying in installment. So I was already in the kitchen and I wasn't sure what my wife actually brought for me. I knew she was frying in the kitchen, but I basically didn't know what she brought. So, but here it was. Looks good, right? Yeah, that's it. My wife is a great cook. Okay, so at this point, I just got back into the office and I was speaking to the fiance of one of our, I mean, Mr. Victor. You already know him, right? So I was just saying hello to her. It's been a while I spoke to her, and then good to hear from you. How are you? Hope you are fine. Same to you. Been a long time. You have leave us. Immediately thereafter, a call came in from one of our realtors in Benin who was having issues with making payment for the title document preparation of one of his clients, and I just had to come in there to salvage the situation. What I can do to salvage the situation is for
Yes, sir.
me to prepare the deed, send it across to you for you to print, or for me to prepare the deed, and so that the woman's title can be transferred formally. And
Yes, sir.
let's get that out of the way, pending when he's able to make the transfer.
Okay, so that will be a lot of relief. That will be relief
So
for me
that
right now, because I just want to satisfy the woman. My fear is the lady wants to still buy more.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a gold mine for me right now, because she has gotten to trust me, and I'm looking at her buying more and more. She told me herself that she's not stopping.
Yeah.
She's going to keep on buying more as much as possible. It's 2 now already this month. So such a person, I just feel like I shouldn't be joking with her.
I understand. There's no problem. I will use send me her details. I'll have to prepare that later at night.
Okay, so no
When
problem.
I get home, I'm a bit really occupied this afternoon. We're stepping out soon for inspection. So when she in the evening, I'll prepare it and you just drop her details for me. But you'd promise to send me my money as soon as possible. If not, I will revoke. I will revoke the title document.
I will do that, sir. You don't have a problem with that, sir. I still have now myself to sell again this week.
It's
That
alright.
proposal, so I'm not stopping. I will do that, sir. I'll do that right away.
Yeah, you're beginning to cash out. All right, so that was that. I was happy resolving that situation, and at this point, I was working updating our brochure. We have brochure for January. We update it every month based on the new products that come into the market. So that was basically what I was doing in this particular video, so that to not be printed out again for our client. So I was actually supposed to have a meeting at 1 p.m. with prospects, but it didn't happen. She wasn't available. So immediately after this, she called back, and I had to take the call immediately so that I would just get that off the way. Checked in at 1 p.m. like you're not available.
You said?
I said I checked in at 1 p.m. It's like you were not available at the time.
No, I wasn't actually. I had another appointment, so I usually use my break time to just go.
We have clients who look at short-term investment, something they can just buy, and within the short while they can sell it off. Some others look at something that has to be long-term, right? And then a few others decide to say, okay, we want to do something like a block of flat, like you mentioned. And the alternative to block of flat is buying terraces, say 200 square meters into 4, 200 square meters into 3. That way they have 3 blocks for 3 tenants that they can rent out. Once the estate itself is fully developed, you're looking at around 2 million to 3 million per annum from each of them. So that's 3 million, or let's work with the lowest possible as of today. 2 million per annum times 3 tenants, that's 6 million per annum for the 3 tenants. So at this point, I was out of the office already for a live inspection. I usually don't do inspections on Mondays, but this was important. And then also, I just like to use my Mondays for administrative work and just prepare for the week and all. But I just needed to do this, and then importantly, check out a few other things outside of the office. So that's why we drove out of the office actually. All right, and at this point, we just turned from the office. Our office is like 5 minutes away from the force headquarters, and we're headed to NAF Valley Estate, Nigerian Air Force, right, owned by Nigerian Air Force. That's what we're going to for the live inspection. And people who know me, particularly people who drive with me, know that 90% of the time in my car I'm listening to something that helps my mind. And at this point I was listening to Paul Fo, who is Africa's #1 sales coach, as well as a member of the Forbes Coach Council. All right, and he's an amazing individual and it's been a blessing to me. All right, so listening to him and enjoying a great ride as we journey to Naf Valley Estate.
People that say they know you on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, where are you moving them to? If you have a problem right now, can you send a message to all your clients and say, I'm out of Instagram now, this is the challenge? Do you have that?
So right in front of us is Naf Valley. Yes, you can see that boldly written, and this place is very secure, arguably one of the most secure estates around here. And from the point of outside of the gate, there's a military man, there's a military checkpoint. At the gate is a military checkpoint. Before you go towards the facility house, there's a security check. I mean, this place is very secure. Air Force on one side, Army on the other side of it, so it's very secure estate. And you can see that's also very, very fine. This is within Asokoro, all right, and it's a very, very, very fine environment. We have properties within this place for sale, available for sale, right? So we just came in to do a live inspection of this particular, for a particular property for a client. It's a beautiful view. I would have loved for us to continue enjoying that view, but we'll have to cut it short at this very point. I just hope you understand, right? You will have a full video that we did about Naf Valley Estate. It is right on this channel. And just in case you are yet to subscribe, do subscribe and stay in touch. And remember that this is brought to you by Fortreal Rei Ltd. Fortreal Rei Ltd is a real estate company that is really committed to you. We're committed to being part of your financial success story as you journey to building sustainable wealth through real estate investment. We are called a cash flow company, and that's because we don't just sell real estate, we sell sustainable wealth. That's another security personnel guiding us on the way leading to the exit, but we're not going to the exit actually. Where we're going is just off the exit to the left before we come out again through the exit. All right, so that's basically how we were able. So we're right here now, and coming out of the car to just do what we needed to do quickly with the client, live inspection, and then we'll be off here in a moment. It was actually a very, very quick call. There was no point wasting time at all, and then also we're already behind schedule because we're rushing to live camp, where we're going to go and check out the update on Bali Island. Bali Island is another estate that we have available. We have properties available for sale, very massive estate. You will see that shortly when we get there. And then also we also missed a client who was supposed to come to the office to pick his document, which was part of my schedule for the day, but luckily for us we had to meet him where he was. So at this point it meant that we now had 2 appointments at live camp. At this point, while in traffic, I quickly picked up my phone to check if I had messages, and then I saw that my 4 p.m. Call appointment I already missed it, so I needed to put a call across back to him. It was supposed to be a quick call, a quick meeting to confirm a few things, as well as make progress on the company registration that he was going to be doing with Fortreal Corporate Services. Fortreal Corporate Services is being managed by my wife, which is what I said a moment ago, right? So just needed to confirm a few things and then make progress from there. 1037 work progress in case there's any website issue from CSE.
Services that I'm looking to kind of put them on the registration.
Immediately we're done with that part of the call, he asked me a question about the power of attorney. He was looking to purchase 2 hectares of land from a company and needed to confirm power of attorney and all of that. It was very sensitive. Generally, the issue of power of attorney is a very sensitive matter, right? So even though it was, I just needed to share my thoughts, especially because it's my area of expertise, property law. All right. I have videos where I categorically stated that a power of attorney is not tied to document. However, there are certain exceptions to that. So one of which is dependent on the location that you are dealing with, especially for some locations, because there are certain situations where you want to use a power of attorney to sell a property and it doesn't have a title, You can't.
Yeah.
A power of attorney cannot rest on nothing.
Correct.
It has to rest on something, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
when it's a situation where you want to use a power of attorney to sell a property and there's nothing to show and prove ownership of that property from the person who is supposedly donating that power, then that will not work. That doesn't fall within the scope of the exception, right? Where the power of attorney becomes usable and applicable by way of an exception is when first there is a title document on ground that clearly proves and shows ownership, right? Then secondly, it is a registrable document and usable as a title document in that jurisdiction. Alright, so actually the issue of a power of attorney is a very sensitive one, and you need to really understand law possibly to have a grasp of what I just shared briefly there. The truth about it is it's a very sensitive issue generally, so let's just leave it at that. If you need further understanding, I have a video about power of attorney, and I also have a course for those who are realtors. I have a course that deals with all of those issues. So right here we're now at Bali Island. Bali Island, like I said, is one of the estates that we are selling right here, and it's a project by Billard, and we're here sometime last month, and there's a lot of progress in here, and then this project is to be delivered soonest, and that's why. So we have a client who's supposed to come here for inspection, but we already plan to come to this place this week. So just wanted to confirm for ourselves the update, the progress that has been made on the project. So right here you can still get an apartment within Bali Island for 27 million naira. So if you're interested, you can reach out to the numbers showing somewhere on your screen, and we'll bring you here to show you what's available. This is amazing. You want to get it. This is in Life Camp, right? So just as I was about entering the car, I got a call from a number that called me earlier, but I wasn't hearing what she was saying. So this time around I could hear her clearly, and what she said was, "Hi Raymond." She mentioned her name and told me that she was calling on behalf of Dr. Stephen Akintayo. I was like, oh wow, that's amazing. I actually registered for a 1 month mentoring session with Dr. Stephen Akintayo, specifically on that Stephen Akintayo University. And so she wanted to know how far with our training. We had almost a 2 hours training with Dan Locke, a popular YouTuber, and it was amazing. The session was really amazing, and so basically wanted to know how far I've been experiencing the 1 month mentorship under or at the Stephen Akintayo University. The land banking books and all of that, I wasn't able to gain access. That was where I was stuck.
Oh, okay. So I will check that and I'll get back to you.
All right. Thank you. So immediately we drove out of Bali Island. We went straight to another location within Life Camp, the hotel where our client was staying. He was supposed to come to the office to pick up his document but couldn't. He actually bought the land. He wasn't around. He wasn't in the country when he bought 2 plots of land with us, and so he came in to check it and then also to pick up his documents. So he was supposed to come to the office but couldn't, so we just seized the opportunity since we're in Life Camp to give him the documents. We got to his hotel and it wasn't available, so we had to find a way to drop the documents with the gate man on his instruction. Sent to me. We have to keep copies in the office for documentation.
Yes, necessary. Yeah.
So if
So how many copies are you handing over to him?
I'm giving him offer letter, deed of assignment, contract of sale, your offer letter, deed of assignment, contract of sale, and your receipts.
Okay, so that's for everything for
Yeah, your receipts for all the instrumental payment that you made, all the receipts are also there. Yes. And then the final receipts, they're also there.
Oh, lovely. That's great.
Yes, sir. So we went to the gate and then gave the phone to the security man, who he gave further instructions, and then had to sort of seal the envelope. You can see it's a branded Fortreal envelope. and we had to give it to him for him to give to our client. So at this point it was between 5:36 p.m. and I was already on my way home. The truth about it is, some persons will think that, oh, okay, it's you're on your way home early, but the truth is, for someone like me, going home by 6 doesn't mean that you are done for the day. On this very day, I actually ate dinner at 9:30, even though I went home by 6. I couldn't even join my Monday prayer by 8:30. I have a group with some of my school friends where we pray every Monday by 8:30. I couldn't even join that. I was struggling to book flight, and I also had documents to prepare and then deadlines to meet up so that it doesn't enter Tuesday. And then importantly, just get things done and be sure that the week is started properly. So yes, this is how my day goes at times. Sometimes it's full day in the office, at other times it is full day on site, and then some other times a mix of site and office work. And it's like we always say, real estate requires a lot of commitment and sacrifice from you, and if you can make the necessary sacrifice and commitment, you will yield great dividends from real estate. And for us, the commitment is also important because when we are committed to our clients, they will be able to play a very important role on their journey to building sustainable wealth through real estate investment, and in turn we will get our own benefit from their achievements and from our own commitments. So altogether, it's going to be a win-win for us and our clients. That's a goal for us, and that's why we stay committed. And so that's how my day goes at times. And thank you for watching. Do subscribe, stay in touch, and do reach out to us whenever you have need for any of our services as it relates to real estate, both in Abuja and Nigeria by extension. Again, my name is Raymond Ijoma, and I'm a real estate entrepreneur as well as a property lawyer here in Nigeria. This is me signing out on Monday, the 20th of March 2022 at 11:20 p.m. Bye bye.